So we were sent a screener for a movie called Lore. This just happened to be watched back to back with another anthology. We didn't intend for that to happen. We had no idea what either of these were about. And it just so happened that both were anthologies. The last one was Body Parts on Screambox, a brand new 2024 anthology from Korea. And this one is Lore. And this one doesn't come out until August 26th on the IFC channel. It will be in select theaters in the UK starting September 27th. And then I think VOD release will be October 21st. So it's going to be a little while. But if you have the IFC channel, you know, it supposedly is going to be on there, August 26th. So anyways, Lore. This is an anthology, as I had said. And we have... This is like a genius move here because Richard Brake... The fact that I've never thought about him being like the central figure of like a wraparound tale, like, you know, to an anthology. Like, he's just so perfect for it because he has that creepy vibe to him.
Yes.
So him being like the crypt keeper of this is like perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
It's perfect. So we get these 4 people who aren't couples. I don't know. They weren't sleeping in the same tent. Like, do you guys not sleep with your partner in a tent? Do you sleep in separate tents?
No, I don't know, but I think they're just friends. I think this is a friend group.
I was like 100% positive this was 2 couples. But I don't know. It doesn't matter at all. But it's just, I thought that was something interesting. If you know, when you watch it, you can tell us if you thought the same. But so they go on this camping trip, and their guide is Richard Brake, and he tells them that there's like a ritual in this area where they tell campfire tales. Very classic wraparound that was heavily used in many anthologies. The campfire tale wraparound. And he passes something. Each one of them has to tell a story, and they do so. And I mean, I'm not going to say anything more about the wraparound outside of that. I did like it a lot. In fact, stay for the credits.
Yes. Because
it actually like goes through most of the credits as well, and I think there's a big payoff to it. But I really liked this one a lot. This is another one, like Body Parts, I was super into outside of one segment. There's one segment in both of them that I wasn't big on. In Body Parts, it was this exorcism one. In this one, it's the hidden woman. And it's almost... So the problem with this is that, number one, it's very generic and it like uses all the tropes. It is ripping off a couple films. Insidious, The Conjuring, and probably most notably... Lights Out. But it's the reaction from the woman. I am willing to suspend a lot of disbelief for horror. I have become accustomed to it. I've watched 1,000 of these, more than 1,000, probably 5,000 of these freaking things at this point. There's a line I have, right? Yeah. And it depends on how it's presented. That line can kind of shift on how much I will suspend disbelief. But there are so many times that this woman would have freaked out, would have grabbed her kid and ran out of this house.
Yes.
Right? And the fact that she does not.
Yeah.
Multiple times. And it's like, when she finally does, if you want to consider that a spoiler, it's not really, you know that eventually they're going to get scared enough to want to leave. It doesn't seem any more elevated than the other times that she would have been like, it's time to go. So that was, and it's an anthology segment. It's only 15 minutes long. If you can stretch an entire film out that's believable that a family wouldn't run out, how can you not make a 15-minute segment believable enough? There's ways around it. You have like tricks of the light. You do certain things to where the audience knows it more than they do, and it's more of a presence and it's more of a feeling. And then of course, she doesn't have the like husband to like, you know, bounce ideas back off of and get rejected like you're crazy. Right, you know, it's her and her kid. So I think that's the issue. If they would have had another person there, if not just the kid being like, Mom, like, you're off your medication again. Something, but the fact that she's just supposed to be a straight-minded woman and she's, like, not reacting in the slightest to how things should be reacted to, it really hurt that segment. And then, as I said, the like, generic feel of a lot of it was kind of like, oh, that's from Insidious. Oh, that's from The Conjuring. Oh, that's from Lights Out. It just felt like, you know, a lot of lifting of other ideas and just kind of executing them in the same way. But every other segment I really liked, and especially the last one, which is like a slasher. And there's actually some cool gore in it. I really liked the way that the killer looked. I liked the way it's got some humor to it. That was funny. Big fan.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. I think that the last segment's my favorite for sure. But I really enjoyed all of them aside from the hidden woman for the same reasons that you said. But I did like the way that a thing looks in the hidden woman. I did think that looked cool. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I thought they were all really good. I do really enjoy the wraparound and the ending as well. I liked that, like, you know, the last couple minutes of the credits. I think that was really good to throw in there. And I
left you 2 segments to talk about. I took 2. I thought I'd leave you 2.
Yeah, well, so there's one segment that involves kind of a really shitty husband.
Yes, it does.
I really liked that segment for there's a mask design that's used in there that I thought looked really, really cool, and that's a very, like, what's the word?
Folky.
Yeah, it looks like folk horror for sure, but I was just going to say, like, the segment kind of gives you this sense of satisfaction, like vicarious satisfaction, at least for me. I don't know if everyone feels that way, but...
yeah, I think most people would.
Yeah.
And that mask actually is what sold me on taking this, because we get a bunch of, like, screeners and emails, and I'll look at some of them and be like, no. They just look awful. A lot of them are from, like, real small filmmakers who are just trying to get their film out there, and I just don't want to be mean. Because I can just tell. I'll like look at them. I'll watch their trailers for a second. And I'll be like, oh no. I will have nothing nice to say, and I don't want to be that guy. So I just say no. But the mask, you know, when I first saw this screener, I thought it was like for the new season of that Amazon original show, Lore.
Oh,
from
yeah,
like 2017
right. Yeah, that's based on
or something.
A podcast I used to listen to. Really good.
But it was The Mask, and I was like, oh, it's a movie. And it said Richard Brake, and I was like, oh, I like Richard Brake. I hope he doesn't become like one of those guys, like a Tony Todd or something that they just throw into everything now, and it doesn't speak to the quality at all. But it was that mask that actually made me go, yeah, we'll take a screener for this one.
Yeah, super cool mask. That's a fun segment. And then the first segment called Shadow is really cool as well. There's some great, like, creature design in that, and yeah, there's not a lot you can say about that one without spoilers, but I did really like how that played out, and we actually talked about it a little bit after, because we watched that one and then went to bed, right? Yeah, because
you were tired, and we needed to put it on pause, which was perfect. Like, anthologies are the perfect films for, like, if you are busy or like tired, and you're like us, where we're always trying to get like 7 fucking things done for the channel, and then you throw them on, and like, she's always like upset because she gets really tired at night, and she's like, I don't want to put anything on because I don't want to like fall asleep, which I totally understand. It makes sense. But with anthologies, they're perfect because they've got like 10-minute, 15-minute stories, and then you make it to the end of those. They're like mini episodes. Yeah. And then you can just like pause it, and it doesn't feel like you're breaking up the flow of the movie. No. That was very, very helpful. I think the segments, I think it's Shadows, plural.
Oh, I think you're right. Shadows. Yeah.
And then the hidden woman, and then, which was not great. Cross Your Heart, which we both really enjoyed too. You said it all there. Yep. There's not much else you can say about it. It's about a couple that wants to get a little experimental, or at least one of them. the guy's an asshole. God, you're just like, but he's perfectly like an asshole. He's the kind of asshole that you're like, let's do this.
Yeah,
I know where this is going. And the last one's called like the Keychain Man. Yeah, that one was great.
Super fun.
That one has some pretty rad kills and gore. Nothing insane. Nothing like Hatchet
really
or
good and satisfying.
Thanksgiving or something crazy. But just like for low budget, because this is low budget, man. And they did a great job.
They really did.
Even the segment we don't like, I still think it's well shot. I still think there's talent there.
Yeah.
It's really just genuine. Like, I feel like if her reactions were correct, I would be sitting here being like, this is I didn't really have any problems. I thought maybe there was some, like, you know, homages that were a little too on the nose in one of the segments. That's about all I would say.
No, yeah, I agree. I think it's just the way that character is written. Her reactions don't line up with anything believable. Yeah. But the rest of the segment, like the way it's shot, the way everything looks, just the horror parts of it, I think work really well.
Yeah.
But it's a really cool, like overall, like it's a really good anthology. It's definitely a recommendation if you like anthology films.
And it 100,000% leaves me wanting a sequel.
Totally. I would definitely watch a sequel. Yeah.
Yeah, because the way that this leaves off, I was like, oh, that's like a really cool payoff.
Very cool.
One of my favorite payoffs recently. And I even liked it more than the payoff in Body Parts.
Oh,
which
yeah, I
agree.
I
quite liked as well.
Yeah,
so,
I agree. I like this one more. I think it's really interesting.
2 solid anthologies in a row from this year that I'd never even heard of.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Exciting stuff.
This is why, it's exciting, man. You get these movies that are coming out, and this is what happens every year. You have the big heavy hitters and some like random ones that you know of, and you're like, oh, we still got so many this year. I was looking last night at how many movies we still have left this year.
So many
that we know about.
We're excited
because
about.
You take stuff like this. I didn't know about either of these films, a week ago.
Yeah.
And here we are with these 2 really cool anthologies out of nowhere. How many more of these are we going to get this year? I've already watched almost 150. I'm like at 144.
It's crazy.
2024 horror films.
Yeah.
And I was thinking like, I've wrapped up a lot of them. And I was looking last night. Not only is there like 30 or 40 I have like in the queue of stuff that I was going to watch and review on the channel that are already out. But when I was looking out to where things are coming out that I'm aware of, and other things that are being announced, like we just got this Hulu movie that just like showed. I didn't even show you, I don't think, but we just got that. That's coming out in October. That has like a kick-ass cast and looks cool. And I was like, Hulu always drops the randoms that are big hitters.
Yeah, we like a lot of the Hulu originals.
Hulu always surprises us. They drop something out of nowhere every year, like one a year. I feel like, one or two. They have the big one that they announce, which is like the Hellraiser or the Prey or whatever. And then they have the fresh and the No One Will Save Yous that kind of come out of nowhere. And you're like, what's this? And you throw it on. You're like, this is awesome.
Yeah, totally.
Right?
I love that.
I hope this one in October, I think it's like October 4th, with the guy from The Bear, not Jeremy. The Ebon. How do you say his name?
I don't know.
Ebon. Eben. It's probably Eben. Eben makes sense.
I don't know.
Yeah. And it has Sarah Paulson. Yeah. Anyway, period piece set in like the 1930s.
Yeah.
There's just so many things to look forward to. So you never know. And things like this come out and it totally shocked me because this is the kind of thing that I'd love to add to the collection of like anthologies that I have.
Yeah, for sure.
As well as Body Parts. These are super cool anthologies from low budget indie filmmakers that are mostly dealing with like new material for them. And yeah, I don't know, man. There's a really cool payoff to the wraparound for me that I was really like, oh, that's cool. I really like that a lot.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you think it's going one way.
It does not.
The way they set it up, I was like, oh, I got this figured out.
Yep.
Nope.
Definitely not.
And I was like, oh, that's super cool. So anyway, definitely check it out.
Yeah.
IFC channel, August 26th. As I said, if you're in the UK, select theaters 27th of September. And then October 21st, hopefully for like a VOD that everyone can see. But that's like 10 days before Halloween, so that would be perfect release window.
Yeah.
For VOD, and definitely one to look forward to. I don't know if it's gonna be, because I got this. So full disclosure on this, I got this from like a UK distributor. They send me stuff. In fact, they invite us to screenings all the time, and I'm like,
they're like in London or
you're
somewhere.
gonna fly us out? Like, I mean, they just have us on their list, and I'm like, that's cool. It's Strike Entertainment or Strike Media, and I'm like always thankful because they send us stuff.
Yeah,
this is the best one they've sent us for sure. The other ones they've sent us I haven't been huge on, but this one I was really big on. So I don't know if that's going to be like IFC channel in the UK only, right? It could be something like that. But we'll see. Remains to be seen, but that's not far from now. It's only like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So look for it. Definitely check it out if you're an Anthology fan. And Richard Brake is the same guy in every fucking movie. They love to showcase. Like, this guy will never get his teeth fixed. You know? He's like that. He's like Timothy Spall from Harry Potter. Peter Pettigrew.
Yeah, well, it's part of his, like...
It's like part of his act.
Yeah.
Steve Buscemi, of course, is another, like... teeth actor.
It's okay. I like that. I hate
Gives
the
them
like
character.
super fake veneers in Hollywood because I don't know. People have different kinds of teeth, and I like seeing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely gives them character. I mean, they're
him
kind
with
of,
like perfect teeth.
They're kind of like
would definitely
villainized
take away.
because of their teeth,
Yeah.
which sucks
Yeah,
because
that's
obviously
true.
people that don't have like the perfect teeth aren't bad, but I still like seeing people with different teeth in Hollywood.
I hope not, because my teeth are terrible.
You wonderful.
No, my teeth are tiny. Tiny little babies, and I hate them. I'm going to get them done. I want them done. I hate my teeth. It's my self-conscious part of me.
It's
Anyway.
okay.
All right. Check it out. Let us know.
Yeah.
Adios.